All right, so what are we doing here?
How's everyone doing tonight? Bye, cutie. You're just so adorable. All right. So. All right. I just want to make sure there are no little ears when I have to say what I have to say.
Easy.
I will be easy.
Easy like Sunday morning.
A little bit of y'all don't know, but I've been in this mess with him just as much as he's been in this mess online for the past year.
To the side, we can't see George.
You can't see me. Well, I mean.
Well, you don't need to see me. You just need to see him.
I mean, we gotta say this all.
We gotta see you.
So, I don't know really what to roast George on. I'm a good person and I love my friends and I would dare not say anything evil, so I won't. But I will say this. I'm hearing a lot online about that George likes prostitutes. Who doesn't? I know I do. Anyway, so the other thing I've heard online is that George is broke. Well, which is it? Does he like prostitutes or is he broke? He can't be one of the two. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. Good night.
Hey.
Awesome. That's all I got. That's all I got. I didn't know what else to say.
I got this guy's talking. Oh, you're not going to talk?
Are you going to roast him quick?
Kevin's dying.
Nah.
Kevin is dying. Kevin is dying to talk. Okay, Kevin, are you dying? Well, wait. So,
Bye.
So you want to
Bye-bye.
Okay, well.
I want to get this.
Wait a minute.
I mean, yeah.
But I want to give y'all hugs before y'all started.
All right, so.
All right, go ahead and start.
Vince,
Yes.
you've got. I mean, you got to do something too now, man. So
I'll do a small thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for what they to say.
Before you leave.
All right.
This is all
you
right.
see that with the trip.
No, this is a roast. Everything
I
goes.
thought it was a toast.
No, this is a roast because we're going to roast your behind.
I thought it was a toast.
I mean, flames are firing up on this one. Just like your Cowboys, they suck. So do you. But I'm going to have to roast you on that anyway because you always choose the wrong team. But it is your birthday, so I'll let you slide a little bit.
And who do you choose?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
That's right, I choose mine. I choose both Baltimore and Washington. Yay. I can't lose no matter which way.
Boo.
Give me bad luck for football season. Roast.
That's all you got.
Well, let me tell you something. Don't let the doorknob hit you.
Yeah.
But the good Lord splits you. That man can brighten up a room just by leaving it.
That's right. I'm glad always.
Vince, come talk to me when you can win a game against us.
We won one last year against you.
I don't think so.
We did?
Right,
No.
right.
Oh, that's right, we did.
It's a sweep.
No, that's right, it was a sweep. I forgot, I saw that last
You know, by the way, George is writing his autobiography. He's writing more books than he's actually read. By the way, George is, like I said, a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I want to thank all the fans from Dallas Cowboys that came here tonight.
Yes.
You can always tell the Dallas Cowboy fans have been here because the toilets aren't flushed, the cat is pregnant.
And they're the ones that always do the chats.
And you can't find a cleats, and half of them haven't washed their hands, and the other half couldn't find a clean spot on the towel rack.
Kevin, did you saw that toilet seat?
Also, George, if you're insulted by anything we said tonight, we'd like to repeat everything we've said tonight.
What I gotta say too, you know that.
What is this? No one's laughing at my joke. What is this, a library?
I am.
What is the library?
I got tears in my eyes.
George was telling me, George is of Italian descent, and George was telling me about all the great Italians like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and famous opera singers, Puccini and famous opera composers like Verdi and Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin and stuff like that. I'd like to see one of them part the Red Sea. Let's see. What else can I tell you about George? George. Now he's 50 years old. He's still doesn't use glasses. He drinks right out of the bottle.
I use the bottle.
But George, let me tell you.
I eat cold pizza and I eat cold pasta too.
Cold pasta's a shit.
Yeah, it is.
But let me tell you, George, it's been a pleasure. Here's we've been together as comedy partners for the last 20-some years.
Were they gonna tell it? Okay.
We've been going at it longer than Laurel and Hardy.
We're not going at it, Kevin. We're
Going at it in comedy.
right.
Comedy.
Right.
That's what I
Let's
mean.
get cleared up now.
I mean, and I always think comedy is much better with people. You know, it's hard to be funny by yourself, but you know, when you have someone to play, when you have a straight man, I can be the funny guy and he can be the serious guy with no sense of humor. I think that's great.
Listen to this guy.
So anyway, but nevertheless, it's been a wonderful 25 years. Here's the next 25 years, my friend.
We'll do more.
And here's the more.
We're gonna do more.
Here's the more fun. Oh, the funniest is yet to come. All right.
That's right.
And thank you, George.
All right. That's right. All right. So,
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
well, so are you leaving? Because you got it?
Yeah, he's gonna
You
get
got it?
right home. Yeah, I need
Sure.
to get out the shoes.
Okay. All right. So, Ricky, you want to say something nasty?
I can't
I'm gonna get my Facebook
You
turned.
can't say that? Okay.
Yes, Kristen
Well, I mean, you don't have to.
I'll join you up
You
here.
don't have to.
I'll join you up here.
If you want to. You know me for a long time. I mean, you know me for a while.
That's not fair. You get a microphone too. There could be an immediate retaliation.
I'll let you know.
But however long I've been on your show and playing music, bringing my kids, bringing my friends, and having the little conversations, like of the most bizarre kinds, and everything throughout the years, has been a neat experience. And I can't really roast anything on it.
Right.
Except for happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Giorgio.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Marilyn.
and more.
Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate it.
We have and next up we have Caitlyn Jenner and RuPaul singing it for us. So
Yeah.
that's a real special treat.
Drew, I will pass on that showcase. Sorry. So, but yes, thank you.
You did the last one.
Well,
Last
we
word.
like the last one.
Thank you.
All right. So, I mean, Nigel, you have nothing to say? I mean, you got nothing to say to them about it?
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you freaking do.
So since everybody knows George here, he's the only liberal that is a cowboy fan. All the rest are Republicans.
Moderate, thank you.
Voted for Hillary.
That's correct.
And so since you still love Hillary and think that she won the election because 3,000 illegal immigrants voted for her, in one state only, the 3 million votes or whatever that was the extra votes were all in one state only, which is why we have the Electoral College. We go back and forth on a lot of political stuff,
Popular vote should prevail. Okay.
but he's gonna say, like, you know, he's got hair, I don't, but I got my damn president, and as long as we keep getting these results of lowest unemployment across the board, especially for minorities.
Go ahead.
And whatever you hear on the news that is negative Trump, so say Trump goes to Russia. Russia's in the news, you talked about earlier. So when he's on his way to Russia, CNN and MSNBC, they all sit down and go, what's going to happen? Whatever he does, we have a contingency plan of how we can bash him one way or the other. So if he goes to Russia and he goes, and he's tough on Putin, then you're going to go, he's trying to cause a war! And go crazy about it. He's trying to start a war because he's tough on Putin. But if he says, hey, let's try to get along with Putin, oh my God, he's trying to suck his D. And he's Pump's punk. Putin's punk. You know, so one way or the other, so if you watch the news with the open mind, you'll understand where this forced agenda is taking place. But the only thing I can roast George about is that I've warned you so many fucking times not to waste your goddamn money. Stop it. Stop wasting money. Stop wasting money. That's the only damn thing I can roast you on is You had more money than all of us in here put together, and our whole lifetimes all put together. And damn it, stop it. And leave and those assholes that are after you, the thing, quit spending money on them. You're just egging them on. Get them out of your life.
Yeah. Well, if I could, I would.
Ignore. People go away when you ignore them.
Yeah, that's not.
Anyway, that's it. So what's your rebuttal?
Well, my rebuttal is simply this. You know, we know that it was a bought election. We know that the Russians had something to do with that election.
So they paid $20,000 for ads on Facebook. That's really a bought election.
We knew conveniently that the
A lot of Clinton associates died conveniently.
Yeah. We know the investigation popped up about a couple days before the actual election. No, look, listen.
Paid for by the DNC.
Yeah, okay. The brass tacks of it is simply this, that Miss Clinton would have made a better president and unified.
Okay, so we'd have more people on welfare, we'd have more people entitlements, we'd have less people pulling the wagon and more people in the wagon.
Okay, this wall that he wants to build, Kevin, put it over here. This wall that, Kevin, this wall that he wants to build is never going to happen now. Because, yeah,
It's already being built.
It's barbed wire and fence, so he's retracted that. And so it's not being built. I don't know what news you listen to. So he had to eat those words.
I could care less about the wall. Just arrest the people that cross the damn border.
I mean, you're Puerto Rican, so you should worry about it.
Yeah, I came here legally too. If you come here illegally, you broke the law as soon as you cross the damn line. You know that there's 12 places in Mexico that you can go to and apply to have a visa to go to the United States. If you don't even have enough sense to go to one of those 12 places in Mexico first before you do something, what would happen to you, George, if you went into El Salvador illegally? Just cross the border. Hey, I'm setting up shop, and I want welfare too. But then you go to jail, and you get something in your butt every day for a while, and then they send your ass back to America if you're lucky enough to live. Because most of the time, you go to Mexico or El Salvador or something like that, you don't even speak the language, you're going to end up dead. Go to the Middle East and wear a USA flag for a day. You're not going to make it an hour before you're drugged down the street, and after you're tortured to death with a blowtorch all over your body, first your privates,
Right.
like this.
Well, Nigel, isn't that the way you like it?
Oh yeah, I like my privates being tinkled with the blowtorch.
I heard that. I heard that in the bathroom wall. All right, hey, listen.
But this is just typical of our usual rhetoric. We don't mean anything personal by it, but he has his opinion, I have mine. I'm strongly minded in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to believe the truth. Just the truth. Not the shaded over MSNBC, CNN version of
Believe in
everything.
Santa Claus all you want. I will say something, and like I said, I told you this before, and I am.
That's why I've been dying to get on your show to roast your ass.
I am shocked because I'm very shocked that the whole thing with North Korea. That shocks the hell out of me because I thought for sure that we would be in a nuclear war with North Korea. So
and that's what makes you not a complete liberal libtard, because those people would rather they nuke us just so they could make Trump look bad. Hey, let's kill a bunch of Americans, but just because I hate Trump.
Look. Donald Trump was a Democrat back in the 90s, have you know that? Just like you were. And Donald Trump was friends with the Clintons, just like, because you didn't know the Clintons, but you were an Al Gore supporter. So it's kind of funny how things change, how things change. I will always be for the party. But if things are, and I don't necessarily agree with
I'm not party strict.
But I don't agree.
If things turn stupid, then I'm going to jump to something else.
I don't agree to
because I was going to vote for Hillary. You know this. But then when I started doing some reading and finding out how corrupt it was, and that $6 billion came up missing during the State Department run with her, I'm like, there's just too much stuff not to overlook. Her personal lawyer, who she was having an affair with, was found dead in a park 100 yards away from his car, and it had no dirt on his shoes. His glasses had powder burns on it, was 12 feet away from the body. No gun was found.
Listen, you're easily persuaded. Listen, all these phantom stories,
no blood.
All these phantom stories about all these things, the brass tacks is...
And it was a suicide.
The brass tacks is that under the Clintons, we had the best economy under... Kevin, over here.
Well, that's why I was going to vote for fucking Hillary, damn it. Because when Bill was president, I had so much work I couldn't get enough for. Gasoline was 88 cents a gallon for regular and less than $1 for premium. I mean, I was loving life. But we weren't going to get Bill if we voted for Hillary.
Well, no, Bill would have been the first man. So we would have gotten Bill in there.
No, we would have gotten Hillary, who is money grubbing, pay me for access to the government. Like, we'll give you 20% of our uranium to Russia, which, we hate Russia so much, but this is give them the uranium.
Well, wait. So since
our real enemy is China. They steal our stuff.
No. China is
the biggest threat to America.
China is not the biggest threat. China is pretty much, we deal trade with China. We benefit from China.
No. We keep pouring our money into their economy, and then they keep attacking our computers and hacking it. So you're worried about the Russians hacked the DNC computer and got a couple of things that were the truth. It wasn't fake. It wasn't fraud. They just revealed some truths that people should have known. But what China is doing is stealing intellectual property from America and then making products and selling them at half the price back to us again under another name. Have you ever seen a fake BMW in China? They have them. They make knockoff BMWs in China. They're constantly stealing other people's good ideas.
The Republicans were, anti-Russia and all that, and now because the election was bought with Vladimir, now the Republicans love Russia. No, Russia, we need to be concerned about Russia. Definitely. Vladimir Putin is in the same...
I didn't say we don't need to be concerned about them, but the biggest threat is not a country that has the same GDP as Mexico, but has 7,000 nukes. It's a country that has a huge GDP like China, and then we're also every year throwing another $580 billion into
GDP, OPP, yeah, you know me.
Right,
This is what I'm...
Go to school, George.
They don't go to school because China is an ally, and China has been an ally. So they're not our enemy.
China has, 1.3 billion citizens. We have 320 million. They could send a person over here with a gun and one magazine of bullets, and we would never be able to kill them all before they kill us. That is the biggest threat.
I guess
Russia is like Mexico
is what we need
with nukes.
We need to be concerned.
Kevin, always a pleasure.
They're a step away from being the third world.
See you next time.
And it will
Maybe
be
the next time I see you, I'll be on the side.
All right, so look, here's...
Happy birthday, George. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you,
It was good debating with you. Always, as usual, we do this all the damn
But
time.
I'm not finished yet.
It's usually when he's drunk.
No, I'm not finished yet. This is what I'm going to say. We have... You're wiping that one up top. The brass tacks is simply this. We have right now, we voted for him. He is the president right now. He's done a few good things, and let's see what he does. But right now, the Democrats need a strong candidate. I'd love to see Hillary back here. I would love to see Hillary back, but we need a strong candidate. So let's see what happens. Maybe a Mark Cuban. Maybe Mark Cuban could be the person as an independent walking in there as a Democrat. We shall see. Yet to be seen. Let it happen. But I will say though, yes, I am not a liberal, I'm not a conservative, I'm a moderate. A moderate Clinton not. There you go.
If everybody is at the
All right. Thank you very much. And good night.
The people who help people on the planet, that's all I'm gonna say.
Right. And like Woody and I were just saying,
All right.
Trump has 2.5 more years.
Turn it off.
If people don't like him, boot him the hell out. Get him out of here. If you're tired.